Hi there YouTube, Big G back again. And when I switched the computer on this week and went to my YouTube channel and started browsing through some of the videos, I noticed something significant. I now have 51 subscribers. May not sound like a lot, but I mean for a small channel like mine, it's actually quite a significant milestone. So very chuffed that I actually have 51 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic, and thanks to those guys out there that have actually subscribed to my channel. I must say, one of the things I really enjoy about the community, or the vintage and retro gaming console community, it's a great community. So far I've met a lot of great people over the net, made some friends, and hopefully one day, maybe if I'm touring overseas or go visit family in Australia or in the UK, as we all know, South Africans are all over the world, you know, as we get chased out of Africa. You know, maybe we can meet up and chat in person, which would be great. But otherwise, I thought in order to celebrate this small milestone, I thought I'd pose 3 questions. Now, the reason I'm posing 3 questions is that I've seen a lot of the other YouTuber channels that when they reach 100 subs, they pose 10 questions. Now obviously I haven't gotten to 100 subs and I've still got quite a way to go, but being halfway, I thought I'd pose 3 questions. So guys, I'll put in the questions further down there, and yeah, it'll be great if you could answer these questions for me. It's always interesting, and I've always enjoyed doing these sort of videos before. Okay, so question number 1. Which computer or console that you bought new back in the day, when it was actually launched, or you know, was available, do you regret not keeping? Now in my case, the first computer I received was a Spectra Video 328, brand spanking new, absolutely wonderful machine. All my friends had Spectrum 48Ks. I was the only one with a Spectra Video. So guess what, I saw my mates all play Jetpack, I saw them play games, and I couldn't get hold of many games. So what did I do? I got rid of the Spectra Video 328. It had a very limited software library. I mean, you just couldn't get any games. And I went and got a Spectrum 48K. Now in hindsight, I wish I had kept that Spectra Video 328. One, I had the boxes, I had the manuals, I had everything. And I wish that I'd actually kept it in mint condition and would have formed part of my collection. So yeah, I wish I had actually kept that Spectra Video 328 from back in the day, because eventually it became my system of choice. Okay, question number 2. Which game, and specifically a game, did you see being played, or did you play at a friend's house or in a shop or at a computer fair or somewhere? Which game did you see that resulted in you actually buying that particular system or console? Now in my case, I remember I used to play a lot of the board games before the PCs and that sort of thing. Dungeons and Dragons. Now I don't know if some of you out there have played Dungeons and Dragons, but anyway, at friend's house we used to sit around a table and used to play our Dungeons and Dragons, and lo and behold, they loaded up during one of the breaks Eye of the Beholder 1. Very basic game, but I saw this game and I thought, wow, I just had to get this. So it wasn't long, I went and bought my first PC. It was a 386, I think at that stage, 386 DX33 or something like that. It had a whopping 40 meg hard drive, and it had a basic graphics card or whatever, so that I could play Eye of the Beholder. I mean, I enjoyed that game so much that I finished Eye of the Beholder 1. I think I finished Eye of the Beholder 2, but I don't think I finished Eye of the Beholder 3. But it was a great series. So due to seeing that game, I actually purchased a system. I don't know if you've had a similar experience. Okay, question number 3, the last one. If you could turn back the clock, and somehow through your influence you could make a defunct system, in other words a system that either went out of business or whatever, if you could make a defunct system successful and actually become the leader in that particular field and become the de facto system of the day, which system would that be? In other words, which system would you now see, and I'm speaking particularly about computers, which system would you now see on your desk at work or at home playing games on? Which would be it? I think in my case, I mean, going through the magazines and that sort of thing back in the 80s, I always wanted a MSX computer. I thought it was the first sort of attempt at a multi-format PC sort of structure. I think the MSX actually stood for Multi-Software Exchange, I think. I'm not sure. I wish that they had did things slightly differently and had been successful, and that the MSX standard had become the de facto system. That nowadays, that if I booted up my desktop PC, it would have a MSX whatever, 7, 8 or whatever, because I think they stopped at MSX 3, whatever it may be, that would be the MSX standard, and that would be the system of choice. I like the look of those systems, I like the feel of those systems. One of my previous videos actually showed I got my first MSX system. So guys, those are my 3 questions that I posed to you. Interesting to see what your answers would be. Okay, cheers from me.